What's up, guys? So today I am at FTU, that is Fishing Tackle Unlimited for those of you that are not from around here. I'll show you that. FTU. But I absolutely love coming to this store. It's just a ton of fun, but today is not one of those visits. Today, well, I'm getting my kayak repaired because I broke it. And I'm going to explain how I did that, what product caused that, and yeah, we're gonna get into that. So back in 2019, when I bought my kayak, I added a bunch of accessories and some gear to my kayak, and I went over a lot of that with you guys. I told you some of the stuff that I really loved, and one of those products was the boonedox landing gear. Now, the boonedox landing gear helps you transport your kayak from your truck to the water and back and forth, and it just helps a lot with loading and unloading. Fantastic. I told you guys that back then. I still think it's probably the easiest way to transport your kayak from your truck to the water. However, this product has caused my kayak to crack, and I'll show you some of that here in a second. But the problem with that is that it physically and permanently mounts to your kayak, and because of that, beyond the cracking, it also voids your warranty on your kayak, which is a huge problem. I'm going to show you the cracks. So yeah, these are the cracks. They are 100% caused by the boonedox landing gear, because you actually physically drill into your kayak, which again voids your warranty. That's a huge problem. So I'm going to be taking that off today. I'm also going to be having that repaired by FTU. They can do some plastic welding and all of that, and honestly, I just don't want to get into it. I'm going to let the pros do it. So yeah, it's just put a lot of stress in that area on the kayak. I mean, I know that the cracks are 100% because of that, just based on where they are and the stress on the kayak. And so I'll be taking them off. I won't be using them again. And realistically, I just won't recommend these. I told you guys back then that I loved them. I recommended them to you then, and I absolutely regret it, because I don't want this to happen to you. So those are coming off. We're going to go with a different part system, and yeah, so let's go in. I'm going to go talk to Nicolas in here and see if we can't get all of this repaired today. So you're just drilling holes in the edges of them?
On the very end of them, like where it starts to go down, starts to split. You want to stop the split. So how you stop the split is you just put a hole right there.
Okay.
So you just kind of find like almost the very end of it, and that's kind of where you.
A little hole.
Small, yeah, nothing too crazy.
That's just to heat the plastic up?
Yeah, just to get it a little hot.
Yeah. It's gone, huh?
It's gone just like that. That one right there. You can't even see it. But I can see where I put the little hole right there. Right there on the corner. Yeah. And then right there on that corner, but that split is gone right there.
It's crazy.
And then I just use a little flathead screwdriver, just kind of mash it in there. And then if I want to get like a round piece to it, then I just kind of like tap it and just go around it.
That's awesome.
I'm going to do this one right here.
Oh, even that
just seals it right up.
Yeah.
Super smooth.
Look at that.
At first, you saw there was a bunch of lines right there, and then that's when like I said, I just kind of tap it really hard, and it'll get flat, get smooth, and
looks perfect.
Not even there. It's really smooth. It's still hot, but
yeah,
I mean it's smooth. And then when it starts to cool off, it'll just get harder, and then it'll be fine. But just like that. Just those two little cracks. Now, like if you looked at it, if you did like a little double take on it, you wouldn't even.
No, it's kind of hard to figure out. I guess
if you really start
you'd have to really.
You have to be really like.
You'd have to know what's there.
Yeah, I mean I know it's there because I could look at it and I already knew where it was.
Yeah.
But if somebody were to came and they're like, "Oh man, this is a nice clean boat."
So now we're gonna fill
the bigger holes.
So you just melt those down and...
Yeah, you just melt them down and you just get them hot and they start to flex and it just makes them more pliable. But when you have small pieces like this, you want to take a pair of pliers so you have something to hold on to because that heat will travel. So even though you heated this area, that heat will come through all of this right here and it'll get warmer. Like you can feel the heat around here, but I did the weld right up there.
Is that a crack?
No, it looks like just a bubble. Best thing to do too is like if you're gonna like store your kayak, like you want to unscrew like the drain plug too, so like a lot of the air from the inside can get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I never do that.
Yeah, not a lot of people do that. Usually with like sealed kayaks, you do that.
Yeah, barely even tell. That's awesome.
Spots like this where these top pieces are, they're a lot thinner, so the plastic wants to like cave in on itself.
Yeah.
So like that's why I was working on this one, got this one kind of started, and then moved to this one, let this one kind of rest, get cool off a little bit, get hard, and then do this one, start it, and then when I seen it kind of like sinking in, I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave this one alone, and then I'm gonna come back to this one, and then you just kind of flip flop. That way, like one can cool off. Sometimes if I do like I've done a bigger hole, I've had a guy he had a squirrel chew a hole right here on the inside of the cup hole, right there. I had to keep a cup of cold water right here because I was working with more plastic. So anytime I wanted it to cool off faster, I'd pour the cup over it. Or if you have like the dusters for like your keyboards, I would turn it upside down and it would freeze the plastic.
Oh yeah,
it would cool it off faster too. I've done that before a couple of times, but that's really sealed. And then whenever you have like plastic like this, you want to make sure like depending on how it is, like you want to mix the two plastics together so it bonds.
Create that bond.
Yeah, so it bonds together because if you just heat up plastic and then you stick it on, it's not going to
it's just going to pop. Yeah.
It's just going to pop back up. You can take a pair of pliers and you can peel it off.
All right, guys. Well, I am back home. Made it back from Fishing Tackle Unlimited. I got the kayak fully repaired. Fantastic job. I really couldn't be happier. I'm going to show you that now. This is what it looks like. I did have a crack here, and I think one over here. In fact, the repair is done so well, I can't even tell where these are. But I know that they were somewhere in that area. Now, this is where the two holes were drilled. And same thing on the other side. And from a distance, you can't even tell that those were there. If you look up really close, you can tell, you can kind of figure out where those were. But this is a camo kayak, and so matching those colors can be a little bit difficult. I would imagine if you had a solid colored kayak, that even those repairs would be very, very hard to tell. I don't think you'd be able to see them at all. But I couldn't be happier. The repair was done really, really well. It's just a really great job. Nick did an awesome job over there at FTU. If you do have any repairs that you need, if you have holes, you mounted something that you don't really want on your kayak anymore, or if you have cracks or any of these problems, I hope you don't, but if you do, make sure you go over there and see Nick at FTU. He did a great job. Really quick, inexpensive, and yeah, I just couldn't be happier. All right, now I am going to show you some close-ups of the before and afters. That way you can really compare those repairs. And again, I'm extremely excited. I couldn't be happier. These repairs, they just turned out fantastic. Again, super cheap, super quick to do, and it looks absolutely perfect. Looks great. So again, thank you, Nick. I definitely appreciate you. Well, I'm definitely not going to be using the boonedox landing gear anymore. In fact, I absolutely regret ever mentioning that on my channel, because I would feel really bad if any of you took that advice and bought those and this happens to you. I hope you guys don't ever have any repairs on your kayak. But again, if you do, make sure you go see Nick over at FTU. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking for something new. But that is it for today's video. I absolutely appreciate you guys for watching this repair, watching all of this disaster unfold. So thank you again. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment below. Tell me what you guys think of the video. Tell me what cart systems you guys are using. But thanks again. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.